Hi everyone, welcome back. My name is Homai, and today we are going to look at triads again. This is triads part 2, but this time we're going to use a different perspective. If you haven't seen the first video, check that out on the playlist. And in the first video, we looked at how to build triads using the stacking of thirds methods. This time we're going to look at another vantage point. We're going to look at how we can look at the fifth, the root and the fifth instead. So let me show you the basic form of a triad again. All triads are 3 notes. You have a root, you have a third, and you have a fifth. Okay? As we went over in the previous video. In the previous video, we looked at the interval between the root and the third, and the interval of the third and the fifth, and we determined whether it was going to be a minor third or a major third, and we used that method to determine the type of triad. This time we're going to use a different method. Okay? Neither method is superior to the other. It's just a matter of preference and what is easier for you. In this method, we're going to observe the fifth, that is, the distance between the root and the fifth. And we're going to determine whether that fifth is a diminished fifth, a perfect fifth, or an augmented fifth. Diminished fifth, perfect fifth, or an augmented fifth. Now, as a reminder, a perfect fifth, like C to G, has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 half steps. Okay? It has 7 half steps. That's one way to determine if it's a perfect fifth. That means if it has 6 half steps, it's going to be diminished. I'll make this blue just to differentiate. And if it has 8 half steps, it's going to be augmented. Since a diminished interval is going to be 1 half step smaller than a perfect interval, and an augmented interval is going to be 1 half step larger than a perfect interval. Okay? Now, there's a faster way to do this. The faster way is using the circle of fifths. Okay, so just in brief here, the circle of fifths progression, which is a really, really powerful tool. And let me just show you a circle of fifths I've already created. Looks a little bit like this, circle of fifths. C, G, D, A, E, B, F sharp, C sharp, A flat, E flat, B flat, F. Now I recommend memorizing the circle of fifths and knowing it very, very well. There's a really quick and easy way to memorize the circle of fifths, and I can make a separate video for that, but assuming you know this, all right, I can show you just really briefly a really quick and dirty way to learn your circle of fifths. You can always use, different phrases, words, acronyms, whatever you want to do. But if you start from G, okay, or even start from, say, F, C, G, D, A, E, B, all right, what do you notice about this? This is the order of sharps. See that? This is the order of sharps in a key signature. Okay, so if we just use the order of sharps, let's say you know the order of sharps, F, C, G, D, A, E, B, which is simple to learn. There's an acronym that goes, fat cows go down and eat barley. You could use that if you need. F, C, G, D, A, E, B. It's very easy to remember. If you look at the piano, F, up a fifth is C, up a fifth from C is G, up a fifth from C, G is D, up a fifth is A, then up a fifth is E, up a fifth is B. So it's just up fifths. All right? F, C, G, D, A, E, B. Now, check this out. We can create the circle of fifths using this method. Now, there's 12 keys in the circle of fifths. So I'm just making a clock here. All right? And if I start from F here, I'll start F at the 11 o'clock position. I'm just going to do the order of sharps. F, C, G, D, A, E, B. Okay? And guess what happens? It just repeats itself up 1/2 step. And why is that the case? Because a perfect fifth above B is not F, it's F sharp. So it just repeats itself again. So F sharp, then C sharp. Then we have to do the enharmonic note to G sharp, which is A flat. Enharmonic note to D sharp, which is E flat. Enharmonic note to, let's see where we are, to A sharp, which is B flat. Okay. And we could also think of C sharp as D flat, and we could also think of F sharp as G flat, and B as, of course, enharmonic to C flat. So notice how there's this symmetry. It's a cycle. We have, for example, this portion of the circle fifths G, D, A, E, B, which correlates to G flat, D flat, A flat, E flat, B flat. See that? So there's a lot of symmetry in this. Okay, so if you know your order of sharps, you can train yourself to identify notes that are a fifth apart relatively quickly. So for example, what's a fifth above D? Well, a fifth above D is going to be A. What's a fifth below D? Well, that's going to go the other direction. It's going to be G. A fifth above A is E. A fifth above B is F sharp or G flat. A fifth above any of these notes, you can use the same method. So this is the ideal method I would recommend to identifying perfect fifths. But this takes practice. So if you're not there, if that's a little hard for you, go ahead and just count the half steps. It's a little slower, because if you just know it, you'll know C and G is a perfect fifth, D and A is a perfect fifth, E and B is a perfect fifth, F and C is perfect fifth, G and D, A and E, B and F sharp, C sharp, G sharp, E flat, B flat, okay, F sharp, C sharp. So if you can identify your perfect fifths quickly, it's just going to save you a lot of time. Okay. So let's take a look at this. Last time we made a little chart. I'm going to make a chart again. This time, though, we're going to do this a bit differently. Give myself a little room here. This bottom square is going to refer to our fifth, the type of fifth we have. And that's going to be comparing the root and the fifth. Okay, the root of the triad to the fifth of the triad. In the second box, we're going to identify the third, which is the root of the triad and the third of the triad. And the top will just be the type of triad we have. And again, our four types will be diminished, minor triad, major triad, and augmented triad. Now, if your fifth is perfect, it's either going to be a minor triad or a major triad, if the fifth is perfect. Let me show you how that works. Let's take an example again of C major and C minor. C, E, G, C, E flat, G. This is going to be C major and C minor. Notice the fifth is the same. C to G is a perfect fifth. C to G is also a perfect fifth. Here's C major, here's C minor. The fifth does not change. Therefore, both minor triads and major triads both have perfect fifths. We know that for a minor triad, the minor third is going to exist between the root and the third of the chord, and for a major triad, it's going to be a major third. So one way of thinking of a major triad is perfect fifth, major third. You can think of a minor triad as a perfect fifth, minor third. Case in point, let's play a C major triad, C, E, G. To make that into a minor triad, all we need to do is lower the third a half step. So by just changing the middle note, you're changing the quality from major triad to a minor triad. So again, the perfect fifth is always going to exist. In every single minor and major triad, you're always going to have a perfect fifth between the root and the fifth of the chord. Now, if the root and the fifth is a diminished fifth apart, okay, it's going to be, I should put the 5 there, it's going to be a diminished triad. You're still going to have the minor third, but now it's going to be diminished. So let's take this for example. C to E flat's a minor third, E flat to G flat is a minor third, C to G flat is a diminished fifth because it's 1/2 step smaller than C to G. And for the augmented triad, if you have an augmented fifth, you're going to have an augmented triad. The third will still be major. Okay, my pen doesn't want to finish writing there. I think it froze on me. Oh, there it goes. All right. So there you have it. That's your second way of analyzing triads. In the next video, we're going to talk about triad inversions and figured bass, as well as lead sheet symbol notation. So stick around for that, and I hope this was helpful. Let me know if you have any questions down in the comment section, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video. Thanks so much.